Hello everyone. Today I want to share something a little different, a peek into my personal souvenir collection from recent gem hunting trips. I have a wooden table with a glass top, and inside are little compartments where I place mineral specimens and keepsakes from my travels. I've never shown this before, but I thought some of you would enjoy it. I'll show you the table itself in another video. For now, let's look at some of the highlights from my last trip to Tanzania, more specifically the city of Arusha. Most of what you'll see here was purchased at the Arusha Gem Market, where the local Maasai traders offer minerals and crystals. And yes, we're planning a group tour there soon, so if you're joining us, this is a great chance to preview the kinds of stones you might find. Prices at the market range from just a couple of dollars to maybe $20, with a few exceptions. Let's start with this specimen, which is most likely a garnet cluster, possibly spessartine, though I can't say with complete certainty. It appears that 3 or 4 garnet crystals grew together into one cluster. The edges are slightly worn, likely from weathering, but for a collector's piece, it's in great condition. It's not suitable for faceting due to its internal fractures and haziness, but as a display specimen, it's excellent. I think I paid around $20 to $40 for it. I'm not great with exact prices, to be honest. Next, we have a natural, unheated tanzanite crystal with a visible conchoidal fracture. Tanzanite is mined explosively from hard rock, which is why many crystals show such rough breakage. You can clearly see striations along the surface. It's a fascinating structure to examine. Again, not cutting quality, but a fantastic specimen for about $10 to $15, purchased directly from the Maasai vendors. Here's the most expensive item in the batch, and when I say the most expensive, I mean it was somewhere around $200 to $300. This is a very cute unheated tanzanite crystal with excellent color. Sorry, I left my fingerprints all over it. By the way, lots of people ask how to purchase the stones when you are visiting Africa. Well, my friends, unless you have a registered company here, from a legal perspective, you can't buy and export minerals. Here's how I handle purchases legally. I go to the market with Manya, my Tanzanian driver and assistant. I point out the pieces I want, he negotiates and buys them. Then we process everything officially through our company, stamp the papers, and I export everything legally. Important note, according to Tanzanian law, you cannot buy and export minerals as a private tourist. You must do it through a registered company. Tourists trying to buy stones directly from locals can face legal consequences. That's why during our group tours, we handle all purchases legally through our local business structure. Here's another rough tanzanite, also unheated. Tanzanite crystals naturally vary in shape and length. That's known as their crystal habit, or crystallographic system, also called symmetry group or syngony. This piece is also just $15 to $20 and perfect for a souvenir. Now, what have we got here? I believe this is a pyropy garnet, though again, it's hard to be certain. Different gemological labs sometimes identify the same stone as different garnet varieties. This one has been tumbled smooth, likely in a river. It's too dark and included for faceting, but it makes a charming souvenir, especially for under $10. Here are a couple more garnet-like crystals. They're great souvenirs or even small gifts. Far better than an I Love Tanzania t-shirt, in my opinion. A crystal like this sits on your shelf and reminds you of your adventure. Here is one more little guy. This one is a bit smaller. Of course, you have to be careful when buying such trinkets from Maasai. I know they are not of jewelry quality and will never pay more than a few bucks for that, but locals will attempt to sell this as $1 million crystal. Be sure of that and be careful. These are heavy, metallic-looking minerals, possibly pyrite or another iron-based ore. Some are rusted with reddish coatings, which gives them a very raw, natural look. They cost practically nothing, 50 cents a piece, and Maasai often collect them while herding goats through the savannah. Here is one more. This one has an interesting triangle-shaped curve. I like that. And another one. This one is all covered in rust already, which is pretty normal for these type of crystals. Now this is something I want to highlight for educational purposes. This is a corundum specimen, not ruby, and definitely not a gemstone. These are abundant near mining areas and are often discarded as waste. But here's the issue. Scammers buy this material and falsely certify it as valuable ruby. Then they produce fake appraisals with outrageous values. I've seen numbers like 26 million per piece. They try to sell it to investors, and I've even had people message me after getting tricked into buying these for thousands. Please, don't fall for this. If you ever go to the Mundarara mining site, about a 3-5 hour drive from Arusha, you can collect piles of this material for free. Don't trust words, trust verified gemological certificates. By the way, did anyone recognize these triangle patterns? Do you remember where else do we see it? That's right, diamonds or spinel. Good job, you're all who answered correctly. Now here's something completely different. A set of prehistoric stone tool fragments I collected while supporting an Egyptian archaeological expedition. These flint flakes were chipped away by early humans to craft weapons or tools. You can clearly see strike platforms where blows were made. This kind of flaking doesn't happen naturally. It's the clear result of human workmanship. I picked them up near an active excavation site. There were literal tons of these flakes scattered across the ground, genuine traces of ancient human activity. A perfect souvenir from that expedition. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this little review of my souvenir collection. Take care and goodbye.